Okay, finally, I got my Star Trek original series on Blu-ray. I already had the DVD, and unfortunately, this Blu-ray does not come with the hard case shell that my DVD came with. I think I bought this at Walmart years ago, but I did watch this. Amazingly enough, I got this from Amazon, and without the hard shell case, you figure not the while it's kind of a solid case, it's still pretty mid and not an issue, not a crack on the case, not anything. So I'm very pleased about that. Would have been nice to get the hard case, but I was very fortunate with this. After tax, I paid $35 because it was still going on with that Christmas sale or whatever, and now it's bumped back up to $70. So $35 out the door. Uh, I'm pretty excited. I've been wanting to rewatch this whole series again, and I ended up watching The Man Trap, and I really enjoyed it. The Blu-ray, the colors they really pop. I really like the vibrancy of the colors, but the real hero in this is the audio. Uh, my only gripe, which I've read that disc one may be just an issue with the audio, but the dialogue is kind of low, and then you know when there's an explosion or something, it really booms. So you're like, oh my god, it's too loud. So I'm gonna probably watch the last couple episodes in that first disc. I'll put the headphones on. That way, I'm not aggravating my neighbors, and then we'll see what disc two is like. But as for the colors, I really like the colors. I mean, you can only polish a turd so much. The it's really a miracle that they can make the picture quality look like it does from a '60s TV show, and it looks outstanding. I don't even know. I don't know if you can put this in 4K, and I don't think it would look better. I think it may look worse with that all a bunch more grain. But the Blu-ray, surprisingly, on my TV and my Oppo player, didn't have a ton of grain. I had the clarity kind of down to middle, and it looked good. Maybe slightly above middle, and it looked good. The 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 audio is outstanding, much better than the DVD. Just that one point, like I said, about the volume disparity, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this comes with just like this case over here, the same deal, same case. I think this was 25 discs compared to 20 respectively for the DVDs. But the same deal, same case that I got for like Breaking Bad and whatnot. And I'm not sure about the special features, but that's it. Okay, so there is. I was wondering because when I looked on the first disc, the first two episodes had like a significant special feature for each one, and I think one of them even had two. And I'm thinking, wow, maybe these are going to be at the beginning and end or whatever, but maybe it's throughout. They just have that many special features. Maybe some about the episode and then more just random stuff. But this has over 9 hours of special features compared to over 7 hours on the DVD. So it looks like they squeezed in some more special features, which is always nice. And I will have to definitely check out some of those probably after I watch the episodes. I'm so hooked after The Man Trap. That's one of my favorite my favorite TV episodes from Star Trek. And I won't get into It's just kind of funny that the creature in it reminded me like of the gold digger chick. The seduction manipulation to suck out the resources. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. Anyway, so we can go now. I want to list briefly my 4 favorite Star Trek episodes in no particular order. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, zoom. And like I said, first one, the man trap. Let's see what this rating is. Does it have a rating? I thought it did. Maybe not in this. It was like they're all like high 7 to 8 or whatever. But yeah, the man trap, the salt monster. I remember first seeing this when I was a kid and going, "Oh my god, I love this." And this is basically Bones. They go to this planet, and this is like Bones' ex, and but it's not his ex. His ex has already died, and it's just like a chameleon creature that can change appearance and read minds, so it knows the history of somebody with that person, and but it's ravenous for salt. It has no like. In the end, it shows that it really has no empathy because it kills like the one person it was trapped with, or who thought it like had compassion just for his little bit of salt. And then there's obviously the creature before, after. So yeah, the man trap, 50 minutes. That's the first episode of Star Trek, the original series, number 1. So it goes off with a bang. Number 2, the Doomsday Machine. This is the planet devouring cone that they basically is running roughshod over like this solar system or whatever, and it like shoots like a laser beam and cuts up planets and then sucks the planets in there, and it's like a big like nuclear reactor. So, and it's kind of like a machine. It like has it just does what it does, and they end up blowing it up with antimatter with the shuttle, which is pretty good. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. Is there? Not showing the IMDb score on that, but all right. Enough of that. Number 3, the immunity syndrome. This is like the space amoeba. Looks like more like a paramecium, doesn't it? But it's like I always say called the space amoeba, and it like the Enterprise gets stuck in its gravitational or its pull. No, actually, the Star Trek loses loses power, and it can't pull away from this thing. I think the Star Trek at the time was trying to rescue another ship, and then ran into this bad boy. And again, it's something that seems like it didn't have a super amount of intellect, but it was just completely dangerous. And I can't quite remember the ending of this and how they ended up getting away. I think maybe they blasted it or they did something to it, and they were able to pull away from it. But yeah, that's my 3rd favorite. Again, no in particular order, but I remember I just love this episode. And then the 4th episode would be Operation Annihilate. I really like this episode, and this is oops. I was gonna search a different one just for 5th consideration, but yeah, this is the one where the thing flies over, and like they go to this planet because they haven't heard back from like a colony that's there, and there's these creatures, and it flies on Spock's back, and it's basically like takes control of people through like their nervous system, which was interesting because this ended up being what is that? Now I can't remember the Donald Sutherland movie where they have the creatures that aliens that go on the back, and then they can like communicate with each other and stuff. I can't remember the name of that right now. If anybody's watching, go ahead and chime in the comments section. But this definitely came out before that movie did. But this is a really good episode. I remember just being enthralled with this when I was younger. And let's search one other one. And yeah, I guess that's the name of it, A Devil in the Dark. That's probably for be like your consideration for like my fifth favorite one. I think that like, yeah, The Devil in the Dark. I think that's where Spock like does the mind meld with it, and come to figure out that it's just like a mom laying eggs in there. They're like at this mining planet, and this thing is like killing miners because they're like destroying its eggs and territory, and ends up being like a cool thing, and then it becomes like a cool symbiotic relationship at the end where it ends up, helping these miners while they help it, I think. So it ends up being kind of cool episode. I think this for like William Shatner maybe, or yeah, maybe William Shatner's favorite episode. I don't know right offhand. I thought I remember reading that. Definitely somebody in the original Bridge Crew's favorite episode, but I think it's Shatner that liked that episode the most. So, Devil in the Dark. So, yeah, that's kind of my bit on this. HD versus SD, and 7.1 versus 5.1. And like I said, the colors really seem to pop on this Blu-ray as I expected, and I'm pleasantly I'm pleased with the first episode. Just looked great to me. They are both in full screen as well. And I thought maybe this would be widescreen, but that's the original way it was filmed in that 4.3 full screen. The picture looks better in the full screen, obviously, but I still use the stretch feature on my Opal player because I have an 85-inch TV, and I don't like to. I like to have all that sweet picture, so I think I either use the stretch function or the full screen function just so I can fill up that space. And I may lose a tiny bit of picture, but I don't care. To me, it's worth it. Anyway, live long and prosper.